Hey people of VC, it's Andy Cloudy Mulder, your self-proclaimed metal mogul. We have reached, or I have reached, 1988 in my top 10 rock and metal covers of the 1980s, my favourites that I have from my collection. As usual, if you differ, and many of you do, which is great, let me know in the comments what you think I have missed or what your favourites are from this year. 88, another big year that I have in my collection, but I am going to address the issue straight off the bat. I'm not going to let you watch this video and then wonder where the hell it is. I'm just going to go in there and say, this is not in my top 10. It is the only Maiden album from the 80s that doesn't make my top 10. It's been an Eddie I have never been particularly fond of. See, this is the ridiculous thing, is I am doing a top 10 covers and I am actually picking out an album that I am not going to show, but I think everyone was probably expecting it to be in here. It's just got, compared to most Maiden albums, there's just very little detail, very little excitement. I know it's all surreal and what have you, but so that is not in the top 10. A couple of honorary mentions. This was going to be in the top 10, but it's an EP, so it can't be in my top 10 albums, but I love it, so I had to show it. Toranaga, UK Thrash, Bastard Ballads. Just that image, that snarling head on a pike while listening to his Walkman. It's just absolutely fantastic. Toranaga, Bastard Ballads. And I love this cover as well. Ram It Down, Judas Priest. A much maligned album, but one I really enjoy. This was a Judas Priest album that was released when I was full in my metalhead years, and I saw them on this tour, so I've always got a bit of a soft spot for it. But I've always loved the cover as well. Big, fuck off fist slamming into the earth, ramming it down, if you will. Boring cover, back cover though. So let us get into the top 10 rock and metal album covers from 1988 in my collection. First up, Death Wish. Oh dear me, this is going to be a struggle, this video. Death Wish, a demon, a preacher. Quite simplistic, fantastic band name logo, and just the way that the chains from the skull hang off it. Just love the composition of it. Absolutely superb. Back in Black reissue. Great UK thrash. One of my all-time favourite album covers. I just love this image. This thing is just. I am so struggling to talk today. It is, I just love everything about it. The sort of dystopian, robotic, again, wearing headphones. Hadn't spotted the link to that earlier, but Rage, perfect man, perfect cover. Megadeth, so far, so good, so what? So we've got Vic here, but it also has reminded me more of like a Sandman from Star Wars. Whether that's by coincidence or not, I don't know, but yes. Iconic cover, but also superb as well. As is Eternal Nightmare from Violence. This one is still in the not in the shrink. I've kept this one in the plastic cover because it is in pretty poor repair. Wafer thin. I do need to get hold of that reissue, I think, because this one is, each time I take it out I kind of feel like it's going to fall apart. I was lucky enough to find an OG. It was at a decent price, but the cover's pretty trashed. Not so much in the front and back picture, but just all the way around the sides. So this one doesn't leave the sleeve. And this is one of the only records I actually keep at the back like this. I know a lot of people like to store their records like this. I don't. I hate doing that. But in this case, the record is just going to cut through the cover at some point, and I don't want that. Slayer, South of Heaven. For a long time, my favourite Slayer album. Now I can think I can justifiably change my mind over Slayer albums because I was a bit late to the party with them. They weren't a band that I was particularly interested in the 80s. They're a band I have grown to love, really. Appreciate certainly a lot more in the last sort of 10-15 years or so. And South of Heaven was the album that initially clicked with me, although I think Seasons of Abyss is perhaps the better album. But yes, amazing artwork on that. One of those ones where there's plenty to see and keep coming back to. Another personal favourite of mine, regardless of the year, Riot, Thundersteel. Who doesn't know this album cover? Absolutely fantastic. Forbidden Evil. Forbidden Evil. Again, very, very striking image. Quite simple, really, although I certainly couldn't draw that. But the red and the blue skulls, button heads, always thought that was an absolutely fantastic image for the album cover. Flots, No Place for Disgrace, album artwork by Boris Vallejo. Again, swords, big muscles, much like myself. No Place for Disgrace. Last couple. Tankard, The Morning After. Always love this cover, probably because it reminds me of my own teenage years, although I never had quite such a good head of hair as that. Yeah, we've all had mornings like that, I'm sure. This is the recent reissue from the box set. It is still in the shrink. It's not that I would plan to keep it this way, but I just haven't been asked to carefully peel the hype stickers off and keep them as those anal things that we do with albums. So it's still in the shrink for now. So apologies for the glare. And the last one for 1988. Again, very busy album cover. Lots to see. Lots to sort of dive into and look and find things that you hadn't quite spotted before. But Raven, Nothing Exceeds Like Excess. Not the best Raven album by any means at all, but I do love the cover. Very, very busy, saying lots of things to look up and see. So there we have it. That's my top 10 of 1988. As per usual, let me know in the comments what your favourite albums are from 1988. For artwork, this is not about the music, this is just about the art and what we like looking at. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the last one in this series, 89. Coming soon.